Where's my notes? All right.
We need to
All right,
make we
right
need to
there.
make t-shirts, by the way. I know we've got these go long hoodies. I want a t-shirt that just says "Where's my notes?" in quotes. Bob McGinn.
All right, John Madden won one in his eighth year with the Raiders. Okay. Tom Landry won one in his 12th year with the Cowboys. Bill Cowher won his in his 14th year with the Steelers. And Andy Reid, after going 0 for 14 in Philly, he won one with his 21st year with the Chiefs. I think that's right. And now he's won one in his 23rd and 24. Four guys in history have done that with that same team, four in history. Now, um, let's look at some people who finished their career with winning records. This is with one team now. Okay, some guys have coached with two and three teams, but these are long stints with winning records, 7 years and more. So this is like LaFleur going into his seventh, and these guys never got to a Super Bowl. The longest tenure, Marvin Lewis, 16 years, winning record, no Super Bowl. Let's keep going. Marty Schottenheimer in Kansas City, 10 years. Don Coryell, Hall of Famer, 9 years with the Chargers, no Super Bowl. Mike Smith in Atlanta, 7 years, no Super Bowl. Jason Garrett, 10 years in Dallas, winning record, no Super Bowl. John Robinson, love the guy, 9 years with the Rams, no Super Bowl. Dennis Green, 9.5 years, Vikings, no Super Bowl. Mike Zimmer, 8 years in Minnesota, none. Chuck Knox, 9 years in Seattle, no Super Bowl. He was there with, no, he wasn't. Sean McDermott, he's in his eighth year. He could do it this year.
You just took the words out of my mouth. I'm thinking of
Really?
Sean McDermott right now.
All right. How many guys made it to a Super Bowl and lost? These guys who have had 7+ years. Bud Grant, he made it in his seventh year. And in his 18-year career, he lost three of them, as we know. Mr. Mike Holmgren in Seattle, he made it in his seventh of 10 years up there, lost it to the Eagles. Andy
Steelers.
Reid, Andy Reid in Philly, made it in his sixth year, lost it, never appeared again for the Eagles in 14 years, and then did it with the Chiefs. Others with losing records who got 7 years or more. Gary Kubiak in Houston, 7.5. Jack Del Rio in Jacksonville, 8.5. Norm Van Brocklin with Atlanta, 6.5. Sam Ritigliano, Browns, 6.5. Joe Walton with the Jets, 7. Monty Clark in Detroit, 7. Wayne Fonts in Detroit, 9. Bart Starr, Green Bay Packers, 9 years. 53, 77, and 3. I
Nine
lived it.
years.
9, and he was beyond embittered when he got fired by Robert Perrins.
I mean that blows my mind. These names that you're rattling off. I'm
Yep.
thinking of like Dennis Green, 1998. Gary Anderson misses a chip shot. Like that team could have been legendary. Like they all had these moments where they had a team that maybe could have gotten there and won it. And Bart Starr, those teams were just always bad for the most part.
Norv Turner, Washington, 6.5. Zach Taylor. Is it Zach Taylor in Cincinnati? Yeah. He'll be star 7. He's 51, 54, and 1. I assume he's going to be back.
That's interesting.
And then look at guys who never got anything beyond LaFleur. This is a long time. Look at the coaches who never got a seventh year, who only got 6. These are all 6-year guys. Art Shell with the Raiders, Norv Turner with the Chargers, Walt Michaels with the Jets, Rex Ryan with the Jets, Bum Phillips, love you blue, but also with tennis, Houston. Mike Vrabel got 6. Jim Hannafin got 6 with the Cards. Dave Wanstead got 6. Jim Haslett got 6. And then the guys with winning records who got shit canned after 6 years, Tyler. LaFleur's got a winning record by a lot. That's why nobody's even thinking about replacing him. He's earned that right. These guys had winning records. Art Shell, Norv Turner, I'm sorry. These guys, the winning records were Shell, Turner, Bum Phillips, Mike Vrabel, Lehman Bennett, Joe Schmidt, he resigned, not fired in Detroit. Mike Sherman, 6 years, winning record, out. Steve Mariucci with the Niners, 6 years, winning record, out. Tony Dungy, Tampa Bay, 6 years, out. Chuck Noll won his first Super Bowl in his 6th year, but all the Super Bowls have been really won by guys early. Lombardi, well, and if that's different. Belichick in what, his 3rd year, Tyler? Yeah. I mean, you can just look at the book. All these guys won them early, man. 3rd year, 2nd year. Holmgren in Green Bay in his 5th. Mike Ditka in his 3rd or 4th. Okay. So what's the point? The point is, if you haven't done it by 6 full years, and one of your quarterbacks is Aaron Rodgers for 4, the odds are heavily against you ever winning a Super Bowl. And fans should know that. Now, LaFleur can defy these odds, certainly. But is there reason to think he could? Out of control this year. I don't know what happened. He looked disgusted with his players at times on the sideline, petulant, irritable, cursing his fate when balls were dropped or penalties were called. Runs down against Minnesota, gets the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty along the sidelines, challenge flags, his record's terrible. I mean, he did a lot of good things with the offense. There's no question about that, but he's been firing special teams guys and defensive guys right and left. You know, you keep firing those people, and pretty soon you're going to get fired. That's the law, the way it goes. And now he's got to worry about Dan Campbell. Who does he have a dynasty? He's 2-6 against Campbell. He's 2-4 against O'Connell. If he stays up there, I don't know. And Brian Gutekunst, I mean, look at the coaches on LaFleur's staff. One guy is, in 6 years, one guy's become a head coach, Nathaniel Hackett. And he didn't even last 1 year. He goes 4-11, gets canned at the end of the year. Coaches who departed, Luke Getsy, quarterback coach, goes to be the OC in Chicago. Last 2 years, gets canned. Then he goes to Las Vegas, gets canned at mid-year this year after 9 games. I mean, who on this staff is really good? Stanovich got a head coaching interview with the Bears, or he's gonna. He's losing Tom Clements. He comes back with Tom Clements. Doesn't he have a younger guy to hire in his network that he could hire rather than Tom Clements that can maybe relate a little better? I mean, I know Tom, and I think he did good work with Rodgers, but and then the scouts. Do good scouts depart from Gutekunst's staff? Not really. John Eric Sullivan has interviewed at Tennessee, but nobody's rating the Packers. Nobody's rating LaFleur or Gutekunst's staff. It's just kind of a stagnant operation right now. They've won a lot of games. They took advantage of terrible, horrible years in Detroit. And Chicago's been just middle of the road or worse, and they've dominated that division, but they don't dominate it now. They're 1-5. Tyler, the last time they were 1-5 in this division, 2005. And before that, twice in history, the horrible first 2 years of Bart Starr, 75 and 76. They also were 1-5. So now LaFleur dominated the division early when the Lions were dog meat, and now that's gone. He's in 3rd place. He's the 3rd best coach in the division. He's not going to get a home game unless he can win the division against Detroit. Yes, he should be back, but people got to be realistic of what the future is going to hold. And unless you think he's Tom Landry, Bill Cowher, John Madden, who's the 4th? Andy Reid. Super Bowl winners don't occur to guys who haven't done it in their first 6 years.
Woo, man, Bob,